Hey, what's up guys? My name is Leo Chen of Levitate Style. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're kicking off a new video series. It's Happy Hour Finance Fridays. Before we get into this video, please follow me on Instagram at Levitate Style. I post daily men's fashion and travel content there, so follow along. Also, hit that subscribe button. We got new sneaker and style, and now adding this new finance part to the channel every week. A quick intro about me for those who are new to the channel. I'm Leo Chen of Levitate Style, a men's style and travel influencer based in New York City. I'm an Asian immigrant. I'm the first in my family to attend college, and I study accounting and have worked at Morgan Stanley and Barclays. Levitate Style was started in 2014, 5.5 years ago with my girlfriend Alicia as a creative side hustle. Since then, we've both quit our full-time jobs and become full-time content creators. And we work with a lot of amazing brands such as American Express, Audi, GQ, Macy's, just to name a few. I've been featured in GQ, Men's Health, and Forbes, and also recently travel around the world. I'm by no means a financial expert. I've always loved the topic of money and growing my income. That's really the kind of content I watch a lot on YouTube. And this is just a chance to talk about this with my personal experience. So for this Happy Hour Finance Friday, I am drinking Legion. This is an awesome bourbon whiskey. Got it right here. Cheers. All right, first question. When did you realize you can make a living from what you do? Cheers. We started Levitate Style back in 2014 when Instagram was really just starting to grow. We noticed the potential for a creative side hustle with the growing social media industry. Our first paid project was about 6 months in. It came from an influencer friend who was also doing marketing for a brand at the time. The first year for us was really like a startup company, really like building ourselves out, building our following and networking and getting ourselves out there. So by the first year, I was already starting to get some regular campaigns. I think on average, I was getting maybe like 1 to 3 campaigns a month. For those paid campaigns early on, they average about $500 a project. And so that back then was like a blog post, Instagram post, all these other things. And obviously things have changed a lot since then. For us, that was already kind of like a nice little consistent side hustle money. So with a few projects a month, we were able to make an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month as a side hustle. So this was 1 year in, towards the end of 2015, and I was already thinking like, man. So I started wondering, what if I quit my full-time 9-to-5 job at Barclays Bank? I was making about 6 figures, 100K, but if I put in the full-time effort into my side hustle, how much more can I grow it? So, but realistically, I was really thinking like, would I be happier making $40,000? This is around the time when we got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel the world for 5 months. I definitely have talked about it in other podcasts, interviews, so definitely check those out. So basically, we got to travel around the world for 5 months, and then when I came back, this was really like the transition period into going full-time. For me, it was really like summer 2016, about almost 2 years in, that I realized I could really make it full-time. Alicia later on also became full-time with me about a year after in 2017. My advice is whatever the industry is, whatever you're interested in, definitely look for people that have done it for a while, look for the successful people and ask for their real life experience. When we first started Levitate Style, I tried to network with everybody. I met with people working in marketing, PR, and also other influencers. If my goal was to become a full-time blogger, influencer, I wanted to see what they were doing, how much money they were making. Once I built a good relationship with these people, I was comfortable enough to ask how much they were making, what is good rate, just to get a real good life experience out of them so I know what to expect if I was to become full-time. Think of these videos and networking like market research, kind of like real life LinkedIn and Glassdoor. So the same thing you would look up about your job in finance or whatever it might be, how much they make, what the benefits are. This is where networking becomes so valuable because you can get real life experience from people to find out how much they're making, how much they're charging, or what is a good route to grow in certain careers. Another important thing is to try to be as specific as possible. If you want to be a photographer in New York City, a graphic designer in LA, you want to get down to the very niche and the audience and geography because all those things matter. All right, second question, advice on how you can turn your passion into a business and how to get approval from parents. First, cheers. Like I said, I was the first in my family to attend college, and for us as immigrants, the main American dream goal was to go to college, get a good degree, get a good stable job. really like the whole point is to make money. Since high school, I've always had different hobbies and interests, and I've really just kept it up. So for me, it was photography, fashion, and later on traveling. I think from my experience, there's nothing wrong with getting a good, stable corporate job. So that way you have a good, consistent income, and then on the side, you can start that hustle, you can work on your passion. We all have time every day, every week. So really you have to look at how you spend your time. You can build and work on your side hustle and turn it into business on your weeknights and on the weekends. You really have to analyze how you're spending your time throughout the day, throughout the week. If it's truly your passion, you should have no problem working on it and making time for it. For us personally, we didn't watch TV on the weeknights. We would come home from our 9-to-5 job, we would do a quick workout, and then we'll be working on building the blog at home. On other weeknights, such as Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, we would change our outfits right after our 9-to-5 job and go to these events to network and get my name out there. And on the weekend, to be honest, we just didn't hang out with friends anymore. I'm not saying you have to do this, but you have to look at how you're spending your time. We spend a lot of our weekends shooting content because that's really the majority of our free time, especially with daylight. And so we spend a lot of our weekends shooting content, working on it, editing it out of a cafe. One thing I learned, and I always tell people, is that there's really no overnight success. I mean, you really have to take each step, each baby step, because not only that's how you build your audience, build your following, build the channel, but it's also really preparing yourself each way. I think early on, I was looking at other bloggers, other YouTubers, like, wow, look at that amazing project. Like, they get to do this. That is so huge. But at the time, of course, I'm like, well, I wish I got that. But really, like, you have to prepare yourself along the way, because it's like a resume, it's like experience. Because when you work your way up, then you can really handle the pressure, handle how to speak in front of the camera, how to pose, whatever it may be. I'm really just talking about fashion, blogs right now, but it could be photography. What if your dream job is to shoot for Nike, but as of right now, you've only been shooting your own stuff at home? So you really have to build your way up so that once it comes to the big stage, the dream project, you're prepared for it. How to turn your passion into a business? Honestly, work on it. Side hustle, work on it day by day. Hopefully, when you look back at it week by week, year after year, you keep improving. So how to get approval from my parents? Well, my experience as an Asian immigrant, Asian parents, Asian culture, I went through the traditional route first. I did my college, I got my degree, I worked in finance, I was making good money, a good stable job. I think throughout the years, I've really proven to my parents that I pushed myself to study accounting, I pushed myself to climb the ladder, to go from Morgan Stanley to Barclays, to make my way up to 100K. So to my parents, I've really proven that I've always been kind of self-motivated and that I want what's best for myself. But honestly, there's really nothing like real hard proof. I think over the years, I showed them Instagram photos or like a cool blog post, and it's like, okay. So for example, I did something with Brooks Brothers, and here I am on the page right here. So little things like this to be able to show them like a hard proof. So showing them this is like, wow, like they know Brooks Brothers, they've heard of it. This is a brand that us growing up, we couldn't even afford buying this. And so to see me, an Asian guy, featuring it, it's like, wow, there's a lot of potential here. And another thing is I was featured in GQ magazine, which is a huge deal. GQ obviously is a very well-known fashion magazine, and you really don't see Asian guys in it. And so this issue here, I'm on like this big spread. I got like 3 pages up in here in GQ. So I think showing them this is like, wow, okay, this is what Levitate style has brought me to, not my finance job. And this really shows them the potential that it can become, how much bigger it can become. All right, last question in this video. Have you thought of developing multiple sources of income outside of Instagram? Cheers. Yeah, all the time. I mean, I love learning about income and money and obviously other creative ways, especially creating passive income. So for us, the main income focus is my brand partnerships on Instagram. That's how I've really grown my platform over the years. For me, over the past year or so, I've been really consistent on YouTube. Now just hit 10K, thank you guys. Most recently, I just launched my own clothing brand, Levitate Collection. So that's another project that I just started, trying to generate additional income on top of what I'm already doing. There's a lot of different ways to earn income for me. There is the sponsored posts, of course, you guys see on Instagram. And then there is also like sponsored stories. In the past, I also do a lot of sponsored events. That's when I attend events and I also talk about what's happening there. There's also little things like affiliate marketing. So when I put in links for products in my videos, on my blog posts, so when you guys shop through those links, I earn a very small commission percentage. And then during this global issue right now we're all dealing with, I've been investing in the stock market. That's been really new for me. I really only started investing during this time. So that's been very fascinating for me. And I think this has been a really great time to invest and learn about this because a lot of stocks are down. So a few stocks are really popular. I started investing such as Apple and Nike. They were down quite a bit during like the initial crash. And so I bought a few at that time, kind of just like dipping my way in, learning. And that has really gone back up since. So that has been another thing I picked up recently. In the past, when I was still working at the bank, I worked side hustle jobs doing event photography on the weekends. There's a lot of videos on YouTube teaching you how to earn side hustle income. So definitely just spend some time looking for this video and that'll help you out in the long run. All right, so there you have it, guys. Thank you for joining me for this first Happy Hour Finance Friday video. I had a lot of fun talking about this. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers.